In this video, we're going to talk about glazing by pouring the glaze over top of your pottery. This is often used when you've got a bucket of glaze and a piece that's too large to dip into that glaze, so you need to pour over the top. Make some amazing patterns, and you can also add quite a bit of variety by pouring. You can see all of these pieces up here I made using pouring. So hopefully this video will help show you how to do that and give you some creative ideas of things that you can do with pouring glazes. When we talk about glazing, we'll often talk about pouring. The process of pouring when you're glazing is if you take some glaze like this and you actually pour it into or onto another or onto the pot. With this, I poured it into the pot. Now I'm going to kind of swivel it around and dump it out. An advantage of pouring into this bowl is that, as you can see, it's a completely consistent layer on the inside there. I will have to touch up on the edges here. But you can see that all along where I poured it in, it's completely consistent. It was a lot quicker than painting the outside, and you get a nice consistent interior. I'm going to demonstrate pouring again. With a mug, what I'll often do is fill it all the way to the top or pretty close to the top. Make sure that I get everything around the outside, and then as I'm pouring it out, turn it around so that I do get kind of a nice even coating on the inside along the edge there. When you pour a glaze over top of a piece, you can actually do that to cover an entire piece. Like I could pour over this entire piece, or you can do it in lines. And I want to show here an example of both techniques, both covering an entire piece and also just covering lines of a piece. Here's how I would pour and just get a line over a piece. Here's just one way to do it, is to take it and actually just drag the piece through as you're pouring it. This is a good way to make thin lines randomly over top of a piece. Ooh. Okay, so notice I've got kind of some strange patterns here with the glaze. I want to make sure to hit over here as well, so I'm just going to, there, just get a line there as well. This is going to be one coat of glaze that I put on here. I'm also going to get a line on the inside by pouring it down into the center, and then here pour it along the side and then back out. So I've just created several different very random lines by pouring the glaze over top of the mug in an inconsistent but kind of fun pattern. Not even pattern, just inconsistent way. I'm going to do that same thing with a bowl and two more mugs. The next piece I'm going to do, or the next layer of glaze, is that I'm going to actually cover each of these four pieces that I did sort of random black lines. I'm going to cover it with white glaze. Now I'm using a kind of an opaque glaze. It's, I guess, a little bit translucent because the black does come through. It just comes through as a light gray, almost like a marbled gray. But let's go ahead, and now I'm going to use the pouring technique to actually cover this mug completely. And to do that, I'll just basically start at the top, or at the bottom, I guess, and pour down . And notice how I'm doing this. It gives the entire mug a complete covering It's a pretty light covering. It's a little bit lighter than dipping and holding it in, but it does completely cover it, and it is nice and consistent. The challenge with it is that it's not as quick as dipping, but it will get the entire mug covered in that glaze. It's also nice if you don't have quite enough glaze to dip a piece and completely immerse the piece. You can just pour and you're able to get the entire piece covered. After pouring over all of the mugs to completely cover the surface with the white glaze, now I'm going to go over the outside with, again, a couple of really thin black lines, and this will come through as black when the final glaze fire is done. So the black that's underneath the white will come out as gray. The black that's over top of the white will be slightly darker gray, and the places where black covers black will actually be a dark black color. So it gives this cool contrast, and it looks really neat when it's finished. I actually have a couple of finished pieces over here. I was experimenting a little bit with adding color to them, so I can show you a little bit what a finished product looks like. You can see the contrast between the different shades of black and gray. This one had a green that I just put on the rim. I do like some of the parts there. You get kind of the idea that this is going to be kind of a funky looking, really cool looking mug. I've got one there with some blue on it. Anyway. And this kind of mug is made primarily using pouring. Now that you've seen the video, I want to show you this piece as well. This is a platter that I made using that method. Remember I told you that there were some parts that would be a light gray versus the black, because this is underneath and that's over top. All of this was done with pouring. I poured the lines of black, poured to get the white consistently covering the entire piece, and then poured again to make the new lines and some dots. You can see that. One of my favorite methods of glazing. I really love these pieces. I hope that video was helpful for you, opened up some creative ideas. Have a wonderful day.